Oh, Sean,
Oh yeah,
what are we at here?
we're just here at Glenlara Park in Westport town, and the biodiversity group within Westport Tidy Towns. We've been doing a lot of work over the last few months in terms of biodiversity, planting native trees and introducing reduced mowing. But today, this is a big part of our project. We're planting a series of mini Irish native heritage apple trees into little mini orchards. We've over 10 different varieties here, roughly 100 trees. So if not, people mightn't know about the Irish heritage trees or apple trees. They're trees that have been grown here over the last number of centuries. They're ideally suited to our climate here, and our ground conditions have been bred and grown here over the centuries.
And are they common?
They wouldn't be, so they've been, a lot of these varieties would have been saved from nearly extinction by Irish seed savers. Over the last century, there's been a lot of imported trees, kind of commercial varieties from Holland and the UK. These varieties here would have been traditionally grown in Ireland in homesteads and kind of commercial orchards, but have kind of gone out of favour for the more uniform varieties which are sold in garden centres, which are more representative kind of the apples that you get in the supermarket. There's a great diversity of flavour and sizes, hardiness, disease resistance, because they've evolved to grow here in Ireland.
Are there any names? Do you know any names of any of the
Yeah, there's a couple of names there. So this one here is this gives example. I don't know the complete story of it. So Brown Crofton, this is a descendant of another one, Scarlet Crofton over there, which was an apple I think that originates in Sligo. It's a very sweet eating apple. This is Brown Crofton, which is a a kind of offspring of Scarlet Crofton.
And do you know which one are cookers and which one are eaters or anything like that?
So the likes of this one here, Brown Crofton, is an eaten apple. Very sweet, very flavoursome, very aromatic. And then this just shows you the likes of. So this one, Uncle John's cooker. This is an example of the Irish heritage apples. Seed savers would have collected a spurt from a garden. I don't know the exact location of Uncle John's cooker, but it would have been grown and isolated in someone's garden, and that's the job they do. Someone might report to seed savers that there's an apple grown in a garden that may be about to be demolished or done up, and they go and collect the cutting and breed it on, and if it's worthy of being sold to the market, then they'll produce these bare root trees which we can all buy.
Is this part of the biodiversity development and these mini forests? You know, these mini forests are talking about now, yeah? What's the story on them things, yeah?
So yeah, the mini forests they're an example of, it's kind of originated in Japan. It's the idea that in an area that there mightn't be much trees there, it's kind of mass plant that you can make a mini orchard. And orchards have the benefit for humans of kind of, if you're within a forest, of kind of calming and anxiety and the feeling of being at one with nature. So like in an area, like a really built up area like Tokyo or somewhere like that in Japan, where there wouldn't be many trees, planting up these mini forests allows people in really dense urban areas to kind of be at one with nature, and also gives refuge for birds and insects and all that. So, but in terms of our orchard today, apple trees, first of all, if we think of the insects, pollinators, which have been under great threat in Ireland the last couple of years, the last century, apple trees, the blooms are very important for early pollinators. The early half of the year, they tend to flower between late March into April, which is a key time for queen bumblebees and solitary bees that are emerging from hibernation. Or in the case of the solitary bees, the adults are emerging, the eggs have been laid last year. This is a crucial time for them, as you know, there's not a lot of flowers on the ground, so apple trees are a key plant that we can grow either in public areas like we're doing here in your garden. So like You have your dandelions and you've all your native flowers, but increasingly human has kind of changed the landscape. So the bees have nearly evolved around apple trees and that. So they're going to help us. We're helping them we're providing them with nectar and pollen, and their pollination is going to provide us with the apples then later on the year.
So these are about a metre high, are they?
They're about a metre high now.
Yeah. So we'll see a kind of result this year when the leaves are out.
We'll see a result this year. So there's different root stocks with apple trees. You can get M9s and M26s, which are dwarf and semi-dwarf. The ones we have here is what you call MM106. They're semi-vigorous trees, so they're somewhere between a dwarf and the giant big apple trees of old.
So how far apart are you planting them?
We're planting them 3 metres, 3.5 metres apart.
That's recommended, yeah?
That's that's at the lower end of the recommended. We're just trying to get as many into the space as possible.
Okay,
So we'll keep them pruned between the rows to make sure that there's always room for us to move between. So they go to about 10 to 20 foot over the next 10, 15 years.
So in the next few years we should have plenty of apple tarts in Glenlara Park, yeah.
We'll have a mixture of apple tarts, juices,
cider,
whatever, yeah, there's a whole range of stuff in it.
Thanks very much indeed.
No problem.